Welcome to Third Time's a Charm, where three women explore the beauty of life's third chances.
We're here to share our journeys, lessons, and laughs as we navigate life's twists and turns.
So whether that's love, career, or personal triumph, we believe that it takes that third try to truly get our stride.
Join us as we tell stories of resilience and growth, because here on Third Time's a Charm, every setback is a setup for a comeback.
Welcome to the podcast where the third time's the charm. I'm Agnes.
I'm Amaya.
I'm Alyssa. Okay, so today we wanted to talk about right person, wrong time. So usually when people say this phrase, it's usually when they're in a good relationship, everything's going good, and then there's always like that one thing that they can't either fix in the moment, or things are just not like flowing the way they think or want it to flow. So they often say, yes, it was the right person, but maybe it's just the wrong timing, meaning that it's possible for them to get back together in the future. So whenever you hear that, what do y'all think? Like, do you believe in it, or is it just another phrase people use?
Okay, so I kind of believe in it, but not really, because I don't believe that God would put somebody in your life that is right for you at the wrong time. I feel like what's meant for you is what's meant for you. So yeah, I'm not really sure, but there are those people that come into your life and they seem like they fit you so well, and you feel like that might be my person, and it's just not, the timing is just not right, like it just didn't get right. So I feel like maybe they're not your person, but they were in your life for a reason, you know, like they were there to teach you something.
I'm like 50-50. Like a part of me believes it and a part of me doesn't, because I do believe, like you do, like Amaya was saying, like you do meet those people and it's just like they're literally like the right person for you. But then it's like, depending on where you are in life and like your season in your life, they might not be what you need in that moment. But like maybe later down the line, when you guys are in a better situation, better season in your lives that aligns better, then they could be right for you. So in that sense, I do believe it. But then I also, like Amaya was saying, I don't think like we would be sent people in our lives that are not meant to be in our lives when they were sent. So yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of what you guys are saying. I would say I don't believe it for the purpose that I feel like when people say like right person, wrong time, they are so stuck on the fact that this is the right person, but like just not right now. And that's understandable. But I think they get so caught up in the fact that it's the wrong time, so maybe in the future. So they're just so focused on, okay, this is going to work out in the future. And that doesn't leave their head. They don't give themselves chances to, like branch out or even do what they need to work on themselves. So, but like you said, I feel like someone is not going to be in your life if they aren't meant to be in your life. So I think I like to say it was the right person, right time, because they serve that purpose in your life at that moment, in that season of your life. But what we tend to do is we try to drag those people into a different season of their life, and then they ruin that other, moment that you have. So I feel like, it's easier said than done, but you kind of just have to accept, okay, this person was meant to be in my life in this period of my life. And if God wills, whatever his will is, they'll come back. But we can't bet on the fact that, okay, this is going to be something in the future. So, yeah.
That's true. Okay, so like, I totally agree. So with that being said, like, how would you describe, or how do you know this is the right person to even determine if this is a situation of like right person, wrong timing?
I think for me, it's like, I always say it's like a feeling. Obviously, I feel like a lot of us kind of, well, I don't know for y'all, but I had like a long list of things like, okay, so this is how I'm going to know that I'm ready for someone, or how I'm going to know this is the person. And so I would look at the list, say, okay, they do this, but they don't do this. They do this, they don't do this. But I think before I got so caught up in the fact that, okay, they're doing some things right, but other things aren't right. And so basically they're not the right person. But now the way I think of it is, I think it's more like a natural thing. Like, you're not relying on that list, or I'll speak for myself. I'm not relying on that list, but it's more like over time they're starting to check those boxes, and it's like, okay, this could be. So I think it's just a feeling, and just it'll come natural. It's not something that you have to force or push. Like, it'll just happen when it's supposed to happen, if it's meant to happen. Yeah, what about you?
I don't know. I don't really have anything to say. Yeah.
I feel like, well, like when you were saying about like having that person, like the right person at the wrong timing, it's better to think of it like right person, right timing,
Mm-hmm.
because I really feel like God wouldn't send someone in your life at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with like not getting caught up on the person, because then I feel like I suffered with this for a while too. So many years I thought this person was the right person for me, and I thought that was like my future. I just thought like our seasons weren't aligning, but then like 10 years down the line our seasons are still not aligning. So I had to get out of that mindset of thinking like he's that guy. And then when I did that and I allowed myself to be open, then every guy I met after that, it just opened my eyes to like there's better, like there's really better. And it's like if I keeping my mind open, then the right guy is gonna come. I feel like there could be multiple right guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I feel like there could be multiple right guys. It's just he's right for you when y'all both choose each other. Because I feel like even if y'all not in the same season, y'all can still make it work if y'all choose each other. So what do you think about that? Do you feel like there could be multiple right guys?
I mean, I never thought of it like that. I think there can be right people for you in a specific time, but I think it's just the way that I think about it. Because like when I think of you saying like the right guy, it's like he could be your forever guy. But I feel like if it's not working right now, maybe he's not your forever. So I don't know. I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. Like, I understand that, yeah, it's something that you're able to work on, but I feel like it could get to a point where you're kind of like forcing it to work. So I guess it just depends on what mindset you go into that relationship with.
Stop talking to men because men scare me. Men freak me out. So I don't talk to guys anymore. I haven't since I was like 19. Yeah, like I stopped pursuing people at like 18, but like stopped having interest or like even like trying to like do anything like that at 19. So I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. I'm a little like I'm a little out of my comfort zone right now because I don't know. I guess there is multiple right people. I don't know if I believe in like there's only one person out there for you because there's like 7 billion people in the world. Mm-hmm. And what if he's like in India or something? Then what? Then what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna like that? That just seems so wild to me. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like you just have to wait. Just wait. Just like kind of breathe in and breathe out and just go about your day, go about your life. And when the time comes, he will most likely be there. So, yeah, God doesn't want you to be alone. So you won't be alone. You just have to wait.
Okay, so, I know you say you off men or whatever, but say you know, like you're just doing you, minding you, like doing your business, taking care of Amaya. Yeah. And then say like a guy comes along the way and you guys build this friendship and just out of nowhere like y'all build that spark, but like not to say that. Please, like you know y'all build that spark and then like you start panicking because you're like I'm not ready for a relationship because that's not where your mind was at, but like and his mind wasn't there either because I was just building that friendship, but like it just turned into a spark and it's like y'all both not really in that mindset for a relationship, so then you end up like hurting each other because then it's like it's awkward now and y'all can't really keep building that because y'all don't want that. would you say that's a case of like right person, wrong timing?
No, I would just think that maybe we're just, I don't maybe. I know what she's getting at. There's like undertones of what she's saying.
Undertones?
There is. I know what she's saying. Anyway, that's not my person. I don't even think it could have been my person. I think something happened and something else happened and now we're here. No, that was not my person. I think we were just friends and we've never had that before, and we were never like, we each didn't have that person before, because you can have friends that are guys that you know, and I don't think either of us had that before, and so it was kind of new and we were kind of like excited, you know, because we've never had that connection with a person of like the opposite gender. Mm-hmm. And so we got excited, and because we got excited, like things happened, and yeah, but I don't believe that could be my person.
So the person gonna come
when he wants to. I mean, that's Victor. I was gonna say. No, so like I feel like in that case, when people say like it was the wrong person, they kind of just ruin your whole like your whole mindset or the way that you think about relationships. Do you feel like that happened? Like,
yes,
are you
that
happened?
yeah, that happened.
I'm so sorry, sweetie. She's like, don't bring me. But like, is that gonna block you from even wanting to try and find the right person?
No.
Or like, not even like find it. Like, say it comes to you, you're not gonna be like, no, because you're gonna do the same thing.
But it sounds like you're.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Like you put a whole wall up and you're never bringing it.
No, that's not it. I'm just not going out of my way to talk to men anymore. I'm just like, if we're friends already, cool, but it's probably not gonna happen. Like, I'm probably not. It's just not gonna happen. I'm scared. I'm very scared of getting my heart broken. I just don't want to go through that again. So even if it is right person, wrong time, I'm not even gonna let it get to that stage, because I just no, it's not. But if you come into my life and we end up building that, like it has to happen so naturally, I don't even see it. Like I have to be very dense in the situation, because I can't. If you come to me like guns blazing, it's probably not gonna happen.
See, that's why I was mentioning that situation where it was a guy and it just happened. Like how else would you want it to come just naturally without you like?
I was dense to that situation for a very long time though, because I didn't realize it until we were like months into it that like this might be the case.
So you're saying basically if God came and said, hey.
Basically, God has to tap me on the shoulder and be like, Amaya, let's open our eyes a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's real. Yeah, definitely the wrong person could do that to you. It just shifts your mindset. And it sucks. It really does. Because just like that one person literally blocks your viewpoint on everything. And it just holds you back. So it's kind of sad. But you have something to say?
No.
Okay. I was just gonna say. I wrote this thing down. Mm-hmm. Let's see the low date. Oh, what? So we're not gonna say the date. Never mind. What's going on? Okay, so this is what I wrote. I said, sometimes we try to drag people who are meant to stay in a season of our life into that new season and wonder why it's not working out. The baggage they had from last season will be carried over, and God won't bless something that he didn't mean to be in your life. We're trying to force them into this new stage, and God is saying, I never meant for them to step through this new door you just entered. So I think I was listening to a podcast when I wrote that, and I was like, wow, that's real. Like, we really, and I said it earlier, but we really try to like pull someone into that new season of our life, and they could literally ruin that whole journey for you, because we fail to realize that God literally has everything planned out already. And so if he's going to plan something a certain way, that's what it's meant to be. And he already has a specific plan for our life. So if we try to disrupt that by dragging this little boy into our life, or girl, sorry guys, into our life, then it's just like we're losing sight of the whole purpose that he has for our life. So we kind of just have to reel it back and say, hold up, let me just let it play out the way it's supposed to, and not let like predetermined feelings about a situation hold us back, but like go into things with an open mind, even if we ourselves feel like, oh, this is not how it's supposed to be. So yeah.
I get that a lot. Like, I actually get that a lot. I feel like being in college, I feel like that's one of the biggest lessons that God had to teach me. Being able to shut doors on certain people, not just guys, but even like friends. I feel like I'm a person, because I dealt with a lot of loss in my life, I will do everything in my power to hold on to someone, especially if it feels right. Or even if it doesn't feel right. As long as you're in my life and you're close enough, I don't want you to leave. Because it's like, I don't want to endure that pain again. Because then it's like, seriously, Agnes, like, you know what was going to happen, but you still allowed yourself to get close. So now you have to hold on to this situation. So it was really bad, where I'm trying to hold on to these friendships, for example, like back home, like childhood friendships that I'm trying to hold on with my whole life. And God is telling me, like, you don't need them anymore. And it's not even a bad thing. It's not like they did anything to me either, or I did anything to them. We don't have to end it on bad terms. It's just like, I'm sorry, you just don't serve a purpose in my life anymore. Like, we just outgrew this. Like it did what it needed to do when I was younger, but now it's just like, there's no point to keep dragging it, to say.
Yeah.
So, but like, how do you feel like, I feel like it's hard. Like, it's really easy to say, like, oh yeah, like, don't let things drag, don't let people drag on to the next season in your life because they're holding you back. But like, how do you really know? Like, I feel like I just get blind sometimes.
Okay, so I feel like I know, not fast, but I think I know when things are coming to an end. Specifically for like back home and stuff, like coming to college and like moving away from everything I've known for my entire life to come here, and like, building new friendships and just trying to figure out who I am as a person. I didn't expect it to take a toll on my life back home as much as it did, because the main friend group that I had, which we have no beef, like, it's nothing like that, but the main friend group that I used to have in high school, all of them stayed back home. Like, they didn't leave New York to go to college, and I left and I went to Alabama, and I met new people, and it was just like, it was really fun, and I tried to keep in contact, like I really did, but they were all back there and living their life, the same life that they've been living in high school, and this is just a completely different world. Like, it's two different worlds, and it's hard to communicate with another world. We can't even communicate. Like, if you just think, like, we live on Earth, we can't really communicate with other worlds. We don't know what's on other worlds, It's kind of like, that's how I think about it. Like, it's so hard to communicate because we don't have anything else in common anymore. And not only do we not have anything else in common anymore, we're in two different stages in our lives, Like, I'm building a life for myself in a whole different state, experiencing totally different things, and you're still back home, and it's just like, how am I supposed to like have a conversation with you? You're not going to understand what I'm saying. And that goes for a lot of friendships that I have. Like, I literally only have one friend now from back home. I love her. She's in Paris right now, guys. But yeah, she's the only person I talk to consistently that I knew in high school, because we both went away to different schools. We both went to HBCUs, so we have similar experiences. Like, we grew together. And I'm not saying, like, if you're not growing together, you shouldn't be like in touch with that person, but because we're so young and we were finding ourselves, and we were like, we're actually becoming an individual. Like, I'm not just an extension of my parents anymore, and I'm just Amaya. It was hard to keep that. It's like, it was like holding on to me. Like, that was my past, and I still love them. Like, I still have, love for them. It's just that we're in two different places now, and I'm so happy for them and the things that they're doing in life. It's just, I knew it. I knew, like, after freshman year, I was like, this is not gonna be a friendship that continues. Like, and just had to kind of like wean myself off and just like try to let them figure out, like, because I'm not a confrontational person when it comes to friends, so I just kind of let them be like, yeah, this is obviously not working. So,
and I feel like it's definitely more common than we talk about, like outgrowing friendships, especially if it's like, oh, well, I don't know. I feel like childhood friends, sometimes that happens, but there are still those childhood friends that you have and you stick with them forever, and that the friendship lasts years. But people don't realize that it's possible, because I've literally had someone come up to me and say, like, I'm literally so upset at this person. Like, she literally said, she outgrew me and we're just not on the same level that we were before. And she's like, but that doesn't even make sense. But it does make sense. It's very much possible to outgrow someone when they're still stuck in that old mindset and they're not pushing for something new. So it's kind of, it makes it hard, because it's just like, okay, I want better for myself, but I feel bad because you're my friend. Like, we've been through so much together, but it's sad because you're still stuck in your old ways. And in order for me to keep going and keep growing, I have to let that go, because that's just some extra baggage that I'm carrying, because it's going to be pulling me back to my past. So it's hard. I feel like that happens a lot in friendships, but you can also apply that to a relationship, because it's like, okay, when you met, everything was cool. You was doing your little 1-2, and you know, and then things just change. Like, that's just how life is. Things change, and you have to be willing to notice that change and accept that change. I think that's one of the hardest steps, is accepting that it's different, and then eventually letting go. So it's really like a mindset thing. Sometimes people just, it's possible to outgrow someone when you're not growing together. And I think that's like one of the biggest things. Like, you have to grow together in order for things to last literally a lifetime.
And I think oftentimes, like in these situations, the thing that you need most is usually the hardest thing that you have to do. So that could be kind of like something that lets you know how to, if you really need to do something. Like, when you really need to let go of someone, it's gonna be so hard to do it, and that's when you're like, yep, I gotta do this. So like with everything you guys are saying, it definitely does tie back to even relationships, because then, like, yeah, you know, I got my mind turning a little, but even like when you're in a relationship, it's even harder, or not even a relationship, even a situationship. It's even harder because you're not thinking with just your heart, and you're thinking in other places. So and it feels good, and we could get like blindsided by our emotions because they're really heightened in those situationships or those relationships. And so I feel like one way you can really tell is, like, when you're looking at it, like, are we even moving? Or does it just, you just feel some kind of like you just feel some kind of like, how do you say it?
It's like you're stuck.
Yeah, literally, like, you're not even moving forward. And if your art is like not even consistent, it's like when you notice that you're not moving forward, you mention it, you address it, and then it's like one little thing, but then you go back to how you were. And then if you look back like 6 months down the line, you literally are the same place where you were when you first met. And I noticed that in a lot of relationships as well, where like people will talk for like 6 months, like so many months. It's like, what are we still talking about? Like, why aren't you my man?
Right.
So it's like, I feel like it's very hard, but I think I'll stick to that, like, the decision or the choice that's you need the most is usually the one that's the hardest to do. So, yeah, that's the truth.
One thing that I've taken away from this episode is to allow people to come into your life and, show you why they're there, even if it is like a good person and it's just they're not your person, still allow them to, like, be there and show you why they're there, and to just, I guess, put my walls down a little bit.
It's okay. It takes all the time. Yeah. I think my takeaway is just stop being the person that person wants, and be the person that God wants you to be. Because you know, like we said, God is in control of our lives, and he's in control of the journeys and situations that happen. So we kind of just have to stop trying to be, okay, I need to be better for him, but be better for yourself and be better for God. And after you do that, everything else will line up the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, I think something that I took away was to stop fixating on the right person, because then we close our eyes, our hearts, everything to the right people, like the actual right people that belong in our lives. And even if that person is the right person, you still close your mind off, and it's not always healthy for you or for other people in our lives. And to just stop letting our past dictate our future. And I feel like we do that a lot because we're hurt and people are evil, okay? And I always think back to, like, you know, Jesus is perfect, but he has so many haters, and so many people don't like him. Some people don't accept him. So it just kind of gives me like that peace, I guess. But it still hurts. So I think that's my key takeaway. Like, don't get fixated on the right person, because, you know, God, he's going to have good things in your life. So he wouldn't let you lose something that's for you. So, yeah.
Yeah, and when you just said that, that made me think of, like, when you lose something, it's because God has something bigger for you that he's going to replace. So, yeah, you just gotta let him work.
Let him do his big one, okay?
Do his big one.
It's like what he has for you, baby.
You'll
Like,
not.
you're thinking real small, but you think you're really thinking big.
Yeah.
But what he got for you is like, man,
Beyond our
when I see that
imagination.
man God has for me, I'll be like, wait a minute. That's how they got to Mr. Dusty over here. Like, yeah.
Where you been at? No, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, period.
We're gonna rephrase. And that's a wrap on another amazing episode of Third Time's a Charm.
Thank you all for joining us.
Until next time, keep shining bright and embracing those third chances that make life extraordinary.
Bye.